I came in with a new 40 Glock. Fuck on your bitch, make that hoe want a milli rock. I'm with my boys and no, we do not milli rock. Funny money, no, this is not no silly guap. Got a richer milli, this not a silly wop. All this money make me want hit my ditty bop. Tell her at the bank, I'm just give me lot. At the dealer, I can't pull this shit off the lot. Me and my boys, you know that we sharing thoughts. I got niggas that be moving to Tan Rock. That's the end of that, no, I cannot talk a lot. Man, these niggas out here, I swear they talk a lot. Drive by on a rat, you a walking cop. Double park, new Lambo with no parking spot. Come on, that's Scars, so use my heart a lot.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Josh Hero. Welcome to my top 20 albums of 2025. We have already done my top 50 songs of 2025. So if you want to check that out, because it is a bit of a precursor and maybe a little bit of a spoiler alert if you can read in between the lines of what this video and my list is going to look like, I highly recommend you guys check that out. It's basically a playlist video. So if you wanted to know, what's some good songs to end the year off with, what are the songs that represent 2025, at least for me personally, y'all can go check that video out. We've already done a top 20, or at least a top 25 last year. Actually, the couple previous years, we've done yearly review lists of what I feel are the best albums and best music to come out this year. I feel like this year I was a bit more diverse in what I listened to. Doesn't mean what I listened to everything was good, but I was a tad bit more diverse in what I was listening to. I'm trying to really expand my taste. So next year, hopefully, I really fully dive into a lot of the other things, a lot of the other music that is out there. I plan on to, tending a couple, I don't want to spoil everything, but I got some big plans for 2026, specifically when it comes to this channel. So stay tuned. But before we get into my list, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my TikTok, follow me on my IG. We post exclusive content there, and some of these albums have their own personal album reviews on my TikTok, so y'all can go check that out. But before we get into everything, here are a couple honorable mentions. Oh my gosh, honorable mentions. I know they didn't make the list. I'm so sorry. Again, it's my list, so y'all let me know if these albums were your personal favorites. Y'all let me know y'all personal favorite albums in the comment section below, your top 5, top 10, what it is. I just want to clear up something though before we get into this video. This album right here, sorry, it's not making the list. It's not making the list because, well, simply, I haven't finished it. It was an album that I started, I listened to a little bit of it, and then I stopped. I know the basic premise of it. I know he's basically talking about, rights for Puerto Rico and all these other things. I know it's probably everyone's album of the year that actually heard the album. I just haven't finished it. So at some point in time, I'm gonna finish it. In fact, it might just become a video at this point, but until then, it's not gonna make my year-end list. So there's your heads up. So now that we've gotten all the BS out the way, let's start with number 20. Heart Sold Separately, Mariah the Scientist. Look, there was a lot of albums that was fighting for this 20 spot. She edged them out just by a little bit. Burning Blue, Rainy Days, United Nations plus 1,000 Ways to Die. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, what you want me to say, bro? What you want me to say? I thought this was a pretty good modern R&B album, especially coming from Mariah the Scientist, who has a humongous fan base. She doesn't make bad music, and this was my first time really stepping into the Mariah the Scientist, universe, and I was thoroughly impressed. I mean, the entire project slaps. I was just listening like, okay, there's another one, and another one, and another one, and I was like, okay, and that is huge for this list. Just so you know, if it's on this list, it's because 99.9% of the album slapped. It's that simple. 99.9% of the album slapped for me. At 19, we have Don't Tap the Glass, Tyler the Creator. I know I've talked crazy about this album. That doesn't mean I don't like it though. I do really like this project. I don't think it's as great as everybody is saying. Oh, it's Tyler's best work. Oh, it's Tyler's best album. Wouldn't go that far, but there's a lot of great tracks on here, a lot of really good tracks as well. Obviously, Ring Ring, you know what I'm saying? I'll Take Care of You, Sugar on My Tongue. I can go on and on, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's fantastic records on this project. It's upbeat, it's dancey, it's fun. It's a really good Tyler project. At number 18, we have Can't Rush Greatness, Central C. This album took me by surprise. I did not expect to like a Central C album just because, well, I'm not really into UK rap. So, spoiler alert, Dave's, the boy who play harp is not on this list. I don't listen to Dave. I'm not into the UK scene simply because I just don't like y'all accent. Sorry if I have any UK fans out there. I don't really care for it, just to be honest with you. In terms of rapping, I don't care for it. When I listen to podcasts, or I'm, actors, yes, I love y'all. I love y'all. But when it comes to making music and rapping, I could care less for y'all. I just gotta be honest. But this project though, every beat was knocking. He was rapping at a very high level in terms of his flow. It feels like every song he enters in the flow state, from St. Patrick to GBP to Walk Into My Closet. I mean, he has a plethora of tracks on here that are very enjoyable for me to listen to as a rap fan. So shout out Central C. This was a really good album. At number 17, we have Sincerely, Kali Uchis. Kali Uchis made my top 10 last year with Okiere, so it's not a shocker that she dropped another fantastic project this year for me to dive into. This project is so flowy, it's so flowery. She's just a vibe. She's just an ethereal vibe. I think she perfectly encapsulates whatever she's going for every single time. Her voice is heavenly, it's angelic. In this project, every single song, from how they transition into each other, just the vibe and how they match each other, how they bounce off of each other so well. Snaps, snaps, snaps. At number 16, we have Starline, Chance the Rapper. Now, I will say this as a small critique, even though I have never critiqued any of these projects so far, it's a small critique. There were point times where I felt like, all right, you doing that Disney Channel ass thing, Chance again, but I think I've just come accustomed to that's just who he is. And once I accepted that, the songs actually sounded a lot better. This album is great. This album is one of the best rap albums to come out this year. High level of rapping, high level song making, high level feature verses from everybody. It does feel like, he got like the Walmart version of everybody that was featured on here. Like Vic Mensa sounded a lot like J. Cole. Like it was kind of going with that vibe, not to disrespect anybody, because I thought everybody played their role perfectly, but it definitely did feel like, okay, he might have lost a little bit of cachet in the music world, you know what I'm saying? Although him and Vic Mensa are like really good friends because they're both from Chicago, so but with that being said, though, this project, again, phenomenal, absolutely great. Storytelling was A1. The messaging in this was A1, talking about, his problems with the church and, his critiques on the church, the problems of the black community, uplifting the black community, the political space, everything that you could want in a project that you could really dive into, seek your teeth into, and really dissect and understand. He did that at a top tier level. Shout out to Chance the Rapper. I wasn't even going to give this a chance, but everybody was saying how good it was. They were right. At number 15, we have Whimsy, Destin Conrad. And we might as well get into number 14 too, which is Love on Digital, Destin Conrad. I didn't know who bro was until this year. I've heard his name, in the R&B space before, but I never really paid attention to him. He's great. He's great. Look, just because these songs are about boys doesn't mean I don't like them any the same. They fire. He was going a little crazy on that Whimsy album though, but they fire though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care, bro. I don't care. He's hard. He is great. Both of these projects are two completely different vibes. Whimsy is more jazzy, you know what I'm saying? More 40s, 30s, you know what I'm saying? Ella Fitzgerald, scat-like, you know what I'm saying? While Love on Digital is more alternative R&B, more dancey, you know what I'm saying? Groovy, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the vibes that he was going for, and I think he knocked both of them out the park perfectly. And I hope he wins that Grammy in February. At number 13, we have Lethal, Rico Nasty. Man, I love me some Rico. I love me some Rico Nasty. She never disappoints for me. You know what I'm saying? From Lethal to Nightmare Vacation to Anger Management, you know what I'm saying, to the Sugar Trap days. She don't miss for me. She don't miss. She hasn't missed. This project did everything for me personally that I wanted Rico Nasty to do, which is the high octane punk rock energy that I wanted her to exhibit. Her flows were crazy on this project. The beats were crazy. Were there songs I weren't a fan of? Yeah, because she likes to get into that hyper pop thing. Sometimes that kawaii anime girl, that thing, you know what I'm saying? That Misa Death Note type of odd thing sometimes. I'm not really here for that, But for the most part, 95% of this project was absolutely fantastic. Some of my favorite songs that come out this year. It perfectly represents me and the music that I'm really into right now. You know what I'm saying? What I really love for my hip hop, for my rap, which is more dark, ominous, rock inspired. You know what I'm saying? High flows. You know what I'm saying? Just entering flow state. She did everything perfect on this album. So shout out to Rico Nasty. This project was fantastic. At number 12, we have Dopamine, Lil Tecca. Look, bro, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I had to go back and listen to a couple of these albums that made this top 20 because I just forgot how great they were. This is another project where top to bottom, it is fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. There's really no skips. There's really zero skips on this project. I'm not gonna lie. There was a point in time where I was kind of iffy on it because I was like, man, why listen to Plan A versus this? It kind of took me out of it. But then I had to listen to this as a standalone by itself again, from Hour to Dark Thoughts to On Your Own to Let You Know to Don't Rush, Hollywood, X Factor, Irish Goodbye. I mean, I could name you damn near the whole album. It's hard. It's great. It is a fantastic, smooth. It's only like 45 minutes. Quick listen. It's great, bro. It does, you know, the R&B Tecca that I love. It does the mosh pit Tecca that I love. It does the vibey Tecca that I love. The beats are great. He's on a different stratosphere for me in terms of rappers that I absolutely love. Like, he's in my top 3 rappers currently right now. That's how great he is to me. Number 11, I have Swag 2. Yes, 2 specifically. Not 1 and 2 combined. 2 specifically. 2 was a lot more R&B, a lot better than Swag 1, which is insanely overrated, but this had all the tracks that I wanted from a Justin Bieber album. I mean, what was the album where he had Peaches on it? I was like, you tried to go for the R&B thing, but then you went back to the pop thing. When he does his, like, you know, R&B bag, like his journals, Justin Bieber white R&B bag, he does it. He does. Well, there are a lot of conspiracies surrounding this album and why it dropped and why it's in here and why it's getting pushed to the moon. Look, Swag 2 was great. You have to listen to Swag 2. I know it's a lot if you want to listen to Swag 1 and 2. That's why a lot of people didn't listen to Swag 2, but Swag 2 is the better one. And now, we are entering my top 10. And this is a project that I did not think was going to be in my top 10. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, after some further consideration, and I really had to dig down and listen to everything over and over again and really analyze everything, I Am Music is my 10th best album of 2025. Look, I don't know how I got here either. I've been highly critical of this project over the past 9 to 10, 11 months. I really have. I thought it felt like it was a compilation of a bunch of songs, which I still feel like to this day a little bit. But when I just look at all the songs that are in my playlist, from HBA to 2024, Evil Jordan, Trim, Charles and Josephine, Philly, Like Weezy, Olympian, he does it every time. He just ages so well for me every time. And I don't know how he does it. Why I don't think it's at the peak of Whole Lotta Red, which is probably why I felt like how I felt when it came to this project. I don't think it performs as well as Whole Lotta Red. That's probably why I felt the way that I felt. Like Dopamine, that's probably the way I felt. It's great. It is great. I'm sorry, it is. Like Pop Out, like Crush. It's great. It's really, really freaking good, bro. The beats are absolutely insane. While Swamp Izzo is very much annoying, there are times where he brings so much energy into the track where it really needs that pick-me-up. This project is great. Don't let anybody confuse you. It absolutely got snubbed this year. I know I talked crazy about it. I know I was a bit 50-50 on it. I was a bit middle of the pack on it. But after really, looking through my playlist and realizing I have about 19 of the 25 to 27 tracks on my playlist, I was like, it's a top 10 album. At number 9, we have Dangerous Summer, Yeat. Don't let Yeat fans dictate you away from this opinion. It's a great project. It's a great. While it's not technically an album, it's more of an EP. Every song hits. Every single song. I mean, and they're all great. I mean, great. It is a really fun listen, a really quick listen, but it does everything you want from a Yeat that is evolving musically. You know what I'm saying? You still have Rage Yeat, you still have Mosh Pit Yeat, you still have Rap Yeat, But then there's more, melodic Yeet, like Come and Go, the track with FKA Twigs. There's great stuff here, bro. There's great stuff here. Put It On God, Loose Leaf. There is fantastic stuff here, bro. He had a great year. He had a sneakily great year. The Bell, I'm Yeet. He had a sneakily great year. But this project right here, I think perfectly, cemented where I think Yeet is in terms of the new age rappers as the top of the top. He is him. At number 8, though, I ain't want to get too crazy because I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, yeah, I had my personal fill of the music that I really, really would rather listen to. You know what I'm saying? Because I prefer to be, more fun, turn up. That's my type of thing. But Alfredo 2 is at my number 8 slot. What you want me to say? The whole album slap. I mean, the entire album slap. Empanadas, ensalada, gas station sushi. I mean, what do you want me to say, bro? You heard it. You've heard all the critical reviews of it. It's great. I would argue that it's better than Alfredo 1. I'm sorry. It might be. It's great. At number 7, we have God Does Like Ugly, JID. I know for a lot of people, this is their album of the year, or at least in their top 3, top 5. I understand it. I'm not mad at you. It's just not for me personally because, well, I listen to more than rap. But this is a fantastic project. I think, what it does for me, it solidifies JID's placement as the best young lyrical rapper, even though he's 30. But you know what I'm trying to say. He's not on that tier of Cole, Kendrick, and, Drake and all of them. But in terms of projects, he, for me, is the Don Tollivers of whatever J. Cole in that tier is. Like, Don Toliver and JID are at that tier where I would argue they make better music than, the leaders of whatever groups or labels that they're a part of. But they don't get the recognition that, J. Cole and Travis Scott do. But their music to me is better. And name a bad JID album. You can't. Like, you literally, he's going, 4 for 4? And they're all, the Forever Story is damn near a cult classic. That's one of the best projects in rap history, in my opinion. It's great. Great of great. This project right here, while it's not on that tier, still phenomenal. It's still, from Wholeheartedly, the Skate, Work, the song on McAfee. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is him. He was on another planet with this project, bro. Great. At number 6, we have Folks, Leon Thomas. This is another project that I've reacted to. By the way, a lot of these projects that are on my list, I've reacted to. They're on my channel, so you can go look at them if you want to, understand how I really feel about these projects. While this probably would be in my top 4, top 5, it is about 8-song EP, so I had to chill out just a little bit, but the quality of music is so high. Dog, he made me like a 4BAT song in 2025. Like, I was actually listening to that song today again. Why do I like a 4BAT song in 2025? That is crazy to me. Leon Thomas made me like a 4BAT song in 2025. That's how great this project is, bro. That is how great this project evokes so much high emotion from me, bro. It's one of those projects that you have to just listen for yourself. At number 5, we are now in my top 5, ladies and gentlemen. We have To Dry a Tear, Kamari. This project took me by surprise. I ain't gonna lie. At the time, I was like, I need to listen to some music to get my mind off of some stuff because I just wasn't feeling the best mentally and emotionally. And I went through, my Explore page and I kept seeing this project and I heard of the name Kamari. And when I listened, I didn't skip a single song. I was fully entranced with this album, and I've been fully entranced. Lonely in the Jungle, Head in the Jar, I Love Lucy, He Said, She Said, Apollo 18. This project is so unbelievably good. It is one of the best R&B albums I've heard in the past 5 years, period. It is great. It is great. It is great. If you are really into acoustics, if you're really into guitars, if you're really into, more raspy, straining vocals, a lot of emotion, but still a little dark, but vibey at the same, it's a fantastic album that I recommend everybody who loves R&B to go listen to. It is great. At number 4, and I know, here come the comments right now.
Oh, how could you not make it your album of the year? It's at least top 2 guaranteed.
Sorry, it's not for me. We have Let God Sort 'Em Out, Clips. Do I believe that Malice and Pusha T are collectively the rappers of the year? Yes, collectively. I know a lot of y'all are trying to say, oh, Malice was washing Pusha T. No, he wasn't. Stop. We got to stop pushing that narrative. Malice was absolutely fantastic and his verses were great. But let's not act like Pusha T wasn't going crazy either. Like, we got to stop doing that. Did he, you know what I'm saying, let Malice probably wash him on like 2 or 3 tracks? Maybe, sure. I would agree with that, but fine. If you want to make that up. But we got to stop acting like Malice was absolutely smoking everybody this year. He was great. Pusha was great. Collectively, they were perfection. This album is damn near perfection. There are a couple songs where I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes Pharrell can be a little too much for me and his features, but overall, I like his contributions. I don't like, you know, the John Legend song like everybody else does, but that's simply because I just hate John Legend. Sorry, that nigga stinks. But other than that, this project from top to bottom is absolutely fantastic. I don't need to say much more about it because, well, damn near everybody is giving their praise on this album. So I don't need to be the one to reiterate everybody else's points. What they're saying is absolutely correct on this project. It's great. And coming in for my bronze medal, and at one point in time, this was my album of the year because simply nothing else that came out that was really, you know, vying for album of the year. And we have Hurry Up Tomorrow, The Weeknd. Man, this project is so great. It is a great swan song. It is a great way to end off your solo music career. It is damn near perfection. It does everything you want in a Weeknd, from the dark melancholic vibes you get in Baptized in Fear to you know, the more poppy funky songs like, you know, Wake Me Up, to, you know, the more hip-hop Starboyish tracks like Cry For Me. Then you have the, you know, the more poppy but R&B-ish songs like Take Me Back to LA and Niagara Falls. He does everything. He touches every base of The Weeknd that you might personally love from The Weeknd. He does every single thing here on this project, and I think it's all great. It's all fantastic. This project is possibly the greatest way anybody can end their career in terms of music. From the project to going on tour, having one of the highest selling tours. The only thing that's missing, honestly, is the Grammy nomination and the Grammy win. But unfortunately, he's not going to get that. But let me give you your flowers. This project is a top 3 album this year, and I don't care what anybody else says. It's great. At number 2, we have Beloved, Giveon. I cried during this album. I did. So, if that doesn't say anything, I don't know what else will. This project has all of everything that I want in R&B. I mean, all of everything that I want in R&B, bro. He bodied it. Strangers, Keeper, you know what I'm saying? Good, Bad, and Ugly, Mud, I Can Tell, Don't Leave Me. Like, he did everything that you would want on a modern R&B album, and he did it to perfection. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is by far the best R&B album to come out this year, in my estimation, and the second best album to come out this year in terms of music that I have listened to. But it is not number 1, because number 1 is Everything Is a Lot, Wale. I didn't expect it to be a number 1. When I first listened to it, I was like, it's definitely a top 6 or 7 rap album this year. You know what I'm saying? Probably a top 15, top 20 album this year for sure. But then I just kept listening to it. And I kept listening to it. And I kept listening to it. And I kept relating to it. And I kept feeling the lyrics. And I just Blanco, Corner Bottles, Conundrum, Big Head, YNF, Power and Problem, Mirror on the Bench. I can go on and on. From top to bottom. Michael Fredo. Hell, even the Michael Fredo intro is great. From top to bottom. This by far is what a perfect album looks like. From the amount of emotion that he channeled into this project, to the way he creatively and artistically tapped into that emotion and put it into this project, from the lyrics to the ambiance, to the sound selection, to the beats, to the mixing, to the flows, the high caliber of rapping. Every genre was basically tapped into, from Afro beats to R&B to, you know, rap. Whatever you wanted from this project, it was here. You had high octane rap and Michael Fredo, and you had more introspective rap and Power and Problems. You had, you know what I'm saying, R&B with Watching Us. You had Afro beats with Big Head. He did everything. He did everything on this project. This is what a perfect album looks like. This album for me represents black culture. This album for me represents black culture, and here is why. Because I just noted how he tapped into basically every genre that black people predominantly, you know, frequently listen to for the most part. He did everything to perfection. And he had to remind everybody how great he is. He had to remind everybody why he was on that tier when Big Sean, Meek Mill, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Cole, they were all going crazy at the same time. He had to remind everybody why he was there. This man absolutely he put both feet into this project. Both feet. And for that, Wale, I absolutely commend you for a fantastic year and a fantastic project. You guys let me know what your best albums were in the comment section below, what your famous albums were. Let me know your thoughts on my selection in the comment section below. Look, I'm not going to argue with you because it's my list. The list is fluid. But in the meantime, y'all, it's been your boy Josh Shiro.